Namaste children, welcome to today's math class. So today I am going to introduce a new chapter, that is number 12th chapter, ratio and proportion. Ratio and proportion. So here majorly we will study two concepts, that is ratio, what is ratio, how to find ratio, and the applications of ratio. Similarly proportion, what is proportion, then how to check whether the given values are there in the proportion or not, or out of 4 values which are there in the proportion, 3 values are given, how to find the fourth term in the proportion. The last topic is there which already you are familiar in the lower classes like 4th and 5th class, that is unitary method. So what we are going to discuss in this chapter is what is ratio, how to find ratio, when we will find ratio, what are necessary to find ratio of 2 or more than 2 terms or 2 things, 2 or more than 2 things, and what is proportion, how to find proportion, how to check whether they are in the proportion or not, and the unitary method. So before discussing the ratio, let us have a small introduction, that is see comparison of numbers we have studied even in the lower classes. See, out of 2 numbers 10 and 5, which is greater? Yes, 10 and 5, which is greater? 10 comma 5, which is greater? 10 is greater. How much it is greater? Yes. How will you find 10 minus 5? 5. That is 10 is 5 more than 5. 10 is 5 more than 5. Similarly 20 you take and 3 you take. So how much, which is here greater? 20 is greater. How much it is more? Again what we will do? We will subtract 20 minus 3, it is 17. 17 is more than 3. 20 is more than 3 by 17. So here we are comparing 2 numbers 10 and 5, 20 and 3, that is by subtracting. For example, there are 2 students, Razu and Rani, so of class 6. They have collected some flowers. They have collected from flowers. Razu has collected 15 flowers and Rani has collected 10 flowers. Rani has collected 10 flowers. So how do you compare them? Yes, who has collected more number of flowers? Definitely it is Razu, because he has collected 15 flowers and Rani has collected 10 flowers for the scrapbook. How many times it is? How much more it is? What we will do? We will subtract 15 minus 10. That is 5 flowers more. Razu has collected 5 flowers more than Rani. 5 flowers more than Rani. Like this we can compare these flowers collected by Razu and Rani by subtracting. Next you take one more example. Ajay. The height of Ajay is 150 centimeters and the height of Vijay, one more boy, it is 140 centimeters. So we can compare their heights. How do we compare their heights? By subtracting these 2 numbers, 150 minus 140. 150 minus 140, that is 10 centimeters. So what we can say, it is Ajay is 10 centimeters taller than Vijay. The height of Ajay is 10 centimeters more than the height of Vijay. Here also we compare the heights of the 2 persons, Ajay and Vijay, by subtracting. Now see, let us one more example. See the length of an ant. Length of an ant is, you compare the length of an ant with the grasshopper. So grasshopper, it will be some 4 centimeters to 5 centimeters. The length of the grasshopper, it is 4 centimeters to 5 centimeters. When we compare the length of a small ant, it will be in millimeters. Very small. Now maybe for example it is 5 millimeters. Then how do you compare them? The length of ant and grasshopper, it is 5 millimeters. Let it is 5 millimeters. The length of a small ant is 5 millimeters. The length of the grasshopper, it is 5 centimeters. 5 centimeters is very longer than the ant. So how do we compare their lengths? Can we subtract 5 centimeter minus 5 millimeters? If you subtract, so before subtracting 5 centimeters, their units are different. We have to change this 5 centimeters to millimeters. We know 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. Therefore, 5 centimeters is equals to what? 5 into 10 millimeters, that is 50 millimeters. Whereas the length of the ant is 5 millimeters. Therefore, if you subtract 50 minus 5, you will get 45 millimeters. That is, the length of the grasshopper is 45 millimeters more than the length of the ant. So like this also you can compare, but than this, which is we are getting very big values. When we compare, the lengths are very too large and too small are there. So instead of comparing this type of quantities, we will compare them by division. The same question. The length of grasshopper is how many times the length of the ant? The length of grasshopper is how many times the length of the grasshopper? So grasshopper it is 5 centimeters and the length of this ant it is how much it is? 5 millimeters. How many times means what we will do? Yes, we will divide a higher number by the smaller number. That is, the length of the grasshopper it is 5 centimeters by length of the ant it is 5 millimeters. Convert them into centimeters. Millimeters we get 50 millimeters divided by 5 millimeters. So millimeters cancel. 5 ones are 5, 5 tens are 10. That is 10 times. That is, the length of the grasshopper is 10 times the length of the ant. So this comparison is more suitable than this kind of comparison. See one more example. It is the length of the lizard in the house. The length of the lizard will be it is in centimeters. Maybe some of 15 centimeters. It may be from 15 to 17 centimeters will be there if you observe them approximately. And you take the length of the crocodile. It is a crocodile. What is the length of the crocodile? What is the length of the crocodile? It will be in meters. It will be in several meters. So again here also we cannot compare them by using the method of subtraction. So we can compare them. That is, the length of the crocodile is how many times the length of the lizard. That is, how many times means how do we find it is division. We will find by using the division method. So the comparison of quantities by division is known as ratio. What is ratio? The comparison of quantities by division is known as ratio. Can we compare them, all the quantities? For example, compare the height of Razu. It is 150 centimeters, and the height of Razu and the what we can say it is the marks scored by Razu in a test. It is 50 marks. Can we compare these two quantities? This is Razu, it is height 150 centimeters, and here marks of Razu it is 50 marks. Can we compare them? No, certainly. Why? Because 150 centimeters it is representing the length or the height of Razu. Marks it is a different quantity. So quantities also should be of same kind. Then we can compare the two quantities by division. Now, so to compare those two quantities, they should be of similar kind. That is, if you are taking length, both should be length. If you are taking height, both should be height. If you are taking marks, both should be the marks. Means quantities of similar quantities, and they too have the same units. For example, the length of the ant is 5 millimeters. The grasshopper it is 5 centimeters. Though they are representing the same, that is lengths only, they are representing same quantity, that is similar quantity, but their units are different. So what we did, we have changed the units centimeter to millimeter, thereby the units of both the terms will be same. Then we have done. So here, how do we compare the other second way of comparison of quantities? It is by division. That concept is known as ratio. What is ratio? Comparing two or more than two quantities by division. How they should be? They should be of similar quantities. and with the same units. So ratio is defined as the comparison of two or more than two similar quantities with the same units is known as ratio. Is it clear, children? The introduction of the ratio. Now we will discuss how to find the ratio, its definition, some examples. Now, what is ratio? Ratio is a comparing of similar quantities with the same units by the method of division is called ratio. The symbol for ratio is two dots. Two dots, this is ratio of symbol. Examples: 3:4 or 7:5, 15:7. Now, in the ratio 3:4, 3 is called the antecedent and 4 is called the consequent. That is, the first term is known as the antecedent and the second term is known as the consequent. Similarly, in 7:5, 7 is called the antecedent and 5 is called the consequent. In 15:7, 15 is called the antecedent and 7 is called the consequent. Now, what about the ratios 2:3 and 3:2? Is it is same? No, they are not same. That is, the ratio of 2:3 is not, the ratio 2:3 is not same as 3:2. For example, in your class, in class 6 of a school, there are boys in the class. Boys are 30 students and the girls it is 20 students are there. Now, what is the ratio of boys to girls? Boys is to girls. So the ratio of boys to girls is equals to, so the first it is boys. How many are there? 30 is to 20. Then we express them in the simplest form. 10 3s are 30, 10 2s are 20. That is 3:2 ratio. The ratio of boys to girls in class 6 of a school is 3:2. Similarly, if I ask you to find the ratio of the students from girls to boys, girls is to boys, then what we get it is, girls it is 20 and boys is 30. So 10 2s are 10 3s are 30. That is 2:3. 2:3. Now, if you observe the ratio 3:2, it is the ratio of boys to girls, and 2:3 it is the ratio from, this is girls to boys. Therefore, we can say that 3:2 is not same as the 2:3. It is not same as 2:3. So, these ratios also can be expressed in the form of fractions that we will discuss in class 7. Now, we will discuss the equivalent ratios. Now, we will discuss an example how to find the ratio. After that, we will discuss what are equivalent ratios. So, an example, find the ratios of the following. First bit, 81 to 108. That is the simple numbers, natural numbers. B bit, 33 kilometers to 121 kilometer. Both are representing the distance or the length. Both they have the same units, kilometers and kilometers. The C bit, it is 30 minutes to 1.5 hours. 30 minutes to 1.5 hours. Both are representing the same quantity, that is time, but their units are different. One it is in minutes, the other one it is in hours. We need to convert them to the same kind of units. The D bit, 500 ml to 2 liters, 500 milliliters to 2 liters. Both are representing the same quantity, that is volume or capacity, but their units are different. The first it is represented in the milliliters, second one is represented in the liters. We need to convert them to the same kind of units. Let us discuss. So, how do we find the ratios? Yes, by using the division method. So, first value is divided by the second value. So, here the first one, 81 to 108 means 81 divided by 108. Now, we need to write them in the simplest form. That is, you need to check whether they are divisible by the numbers, that is the common factors. So 8 plus 1, 9, it is divisible by 3. 1 plus 0, 1. 1 plus 8, it is 9. It is also divisible by 3. Like this you can check it 2, 3, 4, 5. So 81 is not divisible by 2 because the units place we have 1 is there, which is not an even number. Therefore it is not divisible by 2. Both are divisible by 3. Divide with 3. 3 3s are 9. 10 minus 9 it is 1. Then bring 8. 18. 3 6 are 18. Similarly 3 2s are 6. 8 minus 6 it is 2 and bring 1. 21. Then 3 7s are 21. Again 27. 2 plus 7 9 divisible by 3. 3 plus 6 9 divisible by 3. So with the 3 1s are 3. 3 2s are 6 and this is 3 9s are 27. 3 9s are 27. Again both are divisible by what? 3. 3 3s are 9 and 3 4s are 12. So what we got, it is 3 by 4, that is 3 is to 4. So what is the ratio? It is 3 is to 4. Then the second bit, it is 33 kilometers. Same units are there. 33 kilometers divided by 121 kilometers. Same units, you cancel the units first. Now 33 and 121. Check whether it is divisible by 2. No, both are odd numbers, not divisible by 2. Next it is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. It is divisible by 3. But 1 plus 2 plus 1 it is 4, which is not divisible by 3. Like this, you go through this. Check with 11 table. 11 3s are 33. 11 1s are 11. 12 minus 11 1. Then bring 1 11. 11 1s are 11. Now what it is? 3 by 11. That is 3 is to 11. Both are co-prime numbers. They are prime numbers. So these two are not divisible by any other number other than 1. Similarly 3 and 4 both are co-prime numbers and they are divisible by only with 1, not with any other number. Next, the C bit we have 30 minutes to 1.5 hours. 30 minutes to 1.5 hours. So it is the minutes and this is in hours. So convert hours in minutes. 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes. Then 1.5 hour is equals to 1.5 hour is equals to how many minutes? 1.5 means it is 1 hour and half an hour. 1 hour it is 60 minutes. Half an hour it is half of 60, it will be 30 minutes. That is 60 plus 30, that is equals to 90 minutes. Now the ratio, it should be 30 minutes to 90 minutes. 30 minutes to 1.5 hours means it is 90 minutes. Therefore 30 minutes divided by 90 minutes. 90 minutes. Minutes and minutes are gets cancelled. Now it is 10 3s are 30, 10 9s are 90. Now 3 1s are 3, 3 3s are 9. That is 1 by 3 is equals to 1 is to 3. 1 by 3 is equals to 1 is to 3. So we have what we did here in this C bit, it is the units are different. We converted the units to the same kind, that is hours to minutes. We know 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes. 1.5 hour means 1 hour 30 minutes, 1.5 hour. That is 1 hour is 60 minutes, half an hour is 30 minutes, 60 plus 30 it is 90 minutes. And then we wrote in the, then we simplified, we got 1 is to 3. Now the D bit here we have, here D bit 500 ml to 2 liters. Liters and milliliters both are the units of volume, but their values are different. So we know 1 liter is equals to how many milliliters? 1000 milliliters. 1 liter is equals to 1000 milliliters. Now 2 liters is equals to what? 2 into 1000 it is 2 into 1000 it is 2000 milliliters. Now what ratio you have to find? 500 milliliters to 2 liters means 500 milliliters to 2000 milliliters. 500 milliliters to 2000 milliliters. So now how do you find its ratio? 500 ml divided by 2000 ml. So ml and ml are cancelled. Here 2 zeros and here 2 zeros are cancelled, means we have divided with 100 directly. 500s are 5, 105s are 500, 120s are 2000. Now 5 1s are 5, 5 4s are 20. So what we got, it is 1 by 4, that is equals to 1 is to 4. If you don't convert to the same units, we'll get different ratio. That is wrong. So remember that here both should represent the same quantity, similar quantity, and their units also should be the same. If the units are not same, we should convert them to the units, same kind of units. Clear? By using the conversions. Like this, we'll find the ratios. Is it clear, children? Yes. Now, the equivalent ratios. So, what are equivalent ratios? You see, observe the situations like this. What is the ratio of a class having the girls and boys? Girls are 20 members and boys are 30 members. Boys 30 members, girls it is 20 members. Then what is the ratio of girls to boys? That is 20 by 30. 10 2s are 20, 10 3s are 30. That is 2 by 3, which is 2 is to 3. This is one situation. We will find the ratio 2 is to 3. Now, there is the height of one boy is height of Ajay. The height of Ajay is 100 centimeters and the height of Vijay is 150 centimeters. 150 centimeters. This is a different situation. This is a different situation. So then what is the ratio of Ajay to Vijay? Ratio of height of Ajay to height of Vijay, that is 100 centimeters divided by 150 centimeters. Centimeters and centimeters gets cancelled. 0 and 0 gets cancelled. 5 2s are 10 and 5 3s are 15. That is 2 by 3, which means that 2 is to 3. So in both the cases, in both the situations, we got the same ratio 2 is to 3. That is ratio of height of Ajay and Vijay 2 is to 3. The ratio of girls to boys of a class is 2 is to 3. In both the situations, we got the same ratio, but they represent the same ratio. But originally, what it is 20 by 30, 20 is to 30, and it is 100 is to 115. So this kind of ratios are known as what? The equivalent ratios. How we got the equivalent ratios 2 is to 3 and 2 is to 3? It is by dividing 20 by 30 with the 10, and or it is 100 by 150. When it is divided by 50, we'll get 2 is to 3. Similarly, when you multiply 2 is to 3 with the 10 both, 10 into 20, 10 into 2 it is 20, 10 into 3 it is 30. So we'll get 20 is to 30. So these kind of ratios are known as equivalent ratios. Now we'll discuss how to find equivalent ratios. So equivalent ratios are obtained by multiplying both numerator and denominator with the same number. Both numerator and denominator with the same number, or we can also divide the both numerator and denominator with the same number. We will get the equivalent ratios. Now find two equivalent ratios of A. First bit 2 is to 3 and B. This bit it is 20 is to 50. 20 is to 50. See the first one, it is 2 is to 3. 2 is to 3. So first step, write this ratio in the form of a fraction, that is 2 divided by 3. The first value, which is known as antecedent, will become as the numerator and consequent will become as the denominator. Now this fraction you multiply with the numbers like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, any number you take and you multiply. So I am multiplying with the 2. So 2 into 2 it is 4, and denominator also multiplied by 2. 3 into 2 it is 6. Therefore what we get, it is 4 by 6, which is equals to 4 is to 6. 4 is to 6. Now multiply 2 by 3 with the 3, both numerator and denominator. We get 2 into 3, 6, divided by 3 into 3, 9. That is 6 is to 9. So now these two are equivalent ratios of 2 is to 3. That is, therefore 4 is to 6 and 6 is to 9 are two equivalent ratios. Two equivalent ratios of 2 is to 3. Equivalent ratios of 2 is to 3. Like this. Next you see the B bit we have here. 20 is to 50. 20 is to 50. So write this in the form of a fraction, that is 20 divided by 50. Here you can multiply. If you multiply, we will get a big numbers. Now you can divide. You divide this with a 10. Both are multiples of 10. So then what we get? 10 2s are 20. 10 5s are 50. 2 by 5 we got. That is 2:5 is 1 ratio. Next you take divide 20 by 50. Both are even numbers. They are divisible by 2. They are divisible by 2. 2 10s are 20. 2 25s are 15. So 10 by 25 we got. That is 10:25. That is we got 10:25 we got by dividing 20 and 50 with 2. Now 2:5, 10:25. Both are the equivalent ratios of 20:50. Still you can find one more. So by dividing both 20:50 with 5, they are divisible by 5. 5 4s are, 5 10s are. We will get what it is, one more equivalent ratio. Even, right, like this. Therefore, 2:5 and 10:25. 10:25 are two equivalent ratios. Two equivalent ratios of 20:15. So how do we find equivalent ratios? Yes, either by dividing or multiplying both numerator and denominator of a ratio, we will get the equivalent ratios. Is it clear, children? What are equivalent ratios and how to find the equivalent ratios? What is ratio? How to find the ratios of two quantities? Yes. Now what we studied today? What is ratio? How to find ratio? What are equivalent ratios? How to find the equivalent ratios? Now your homework, it is exercise number 12.1, question number 1, question number 6 and question number 7. Complete the given homework in the homework notebook. Thank you very much.